going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that's been a pretty big thing that everyone has worried about when thinking about the future of Classic WoW, thinking about Classic Plus or Classic Camelot, whatever it is that we're getting next in the Classic universe. And that one thing that everyone's been worried about is what is going to happen with the future of the game in terms of community feedback, right? Now, if we go back to the beginning of Season of Discovery, right? I'm talking Phase 1 when we were in BFD, Phase 2 when we were in Gnomeregan. We had really good communication with the developers, right? They were very active, although it was mostly on like Twitter and Blue Sky and that kind of stuff. It wasn't really like a direct like official communication thing we had going. We did have good comms nonetheless. And that's something, in my opinion, that's extremely important in modern day gaming with a live service game, especially a game that requires a subscription, is that you do feel like your feedback is getting heard and listened to. Right now, this has been something that everyone has been kind of up in the air about when it comes to Classic WoW. Blizzard has kind of went no comms since the middle of Season of Discovery, or really close to the beginning of Season of Discovery, and that, in my opinion, is an issue. Now, I know there's probably other reasons as to why that's a thing, but again, it's extremely important. And we've seen something kind of awesome happen in the gaming space. Now, I don't know if anyone here follows League of Legends or anything like that, but League of Legends Classic is coming out in about 12 days. When they had first announced it, there was some controversy around some of their decisions that they made with the game itself, right? There was something about, for anyone who really doesn't understand, the skins in the game, like the champions you're playing, the classic champions when this launches, you are going to be playing using like the modern day, like retail skins. And you had to unlock or purchase the classic skins to be able to use them. Obviously, the community was kind of outraged by this. They spoke their mind, and Riot literally turned around and said, listen, we hear you, and we're changing this. And that is crazy to see. It just speaks volumes as to how much they do, truly care, like, about their player base and how their players feel, moving into this new era of League of Legends. So I just found that fascinating, and I was like, this is amazing. And I'm not the only one, right? So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, perfect. So we're on Twitter here. Jordy, you guys all know Jordy, big creator in the WoW scene, awesome guy. He posted saying, seeing Riot Games iterate so quickly and openly about League of Legends Classic got me feeling some kind of way about some other company. Obviously, we could see that, but I want you guys to take a watch to how they responded to their community. And by the way, this happened super fast, right?
Hey
we'll play it
folks,
small.
Feral Pony here, back for our first Classic update. First off, I want to thank everyone for the feedback. Now let's talk about the elephant on the rift, Classic skins. Feedback received. If you're on PvE, you probably already noticed that all Classic skins are unlocked for all champions that have one. There will also be the default option soon, and they're going to be replacing the modern base skins.
Okay, so right off the bat in the first 20 seconds, we're not going to watch this whole thing because obviously we don't make League of Legends content here, but basically the first 20 seconds is a video of them saying, we heard you, we're changing it right now. That is how overwhelmingly loud the feedback was. They responded and they've done that. Then if we come over to here, this is another post about League Classic, right? A new history in the making. Get a fresh start without having to catch up on the latest patch notes. Vote with the community to shape the future of the Classic experience. Now, this, in my opinion, is extremely important. And this is something that I think we've been asking for in Classic WoW for such a long time at this point that I feel like it just is insane if they don't put it in the game. OSRS uses this same system. If we just poll the community based, and judge and make decisions based on that judgment, right? Saying, okay, the community's 70% of the community is saying this is good, 30% saying it's bad. You're going with the majority, right? That's like how voting works. And I think it's such a good way to go about keeping the majority of your player base happy, in my opinion. And I think this is a really important thing. And seeing another massive company like Riot, multi-million-dollar company, whatever, they're a very big company. I think Blizzard's still bigger than Riot, but League of Legends is a massive game and Riot's a massive company, right? I mean, League of Legends has way more players than every version of WoW combined to this day. So it's big. Whether or not Blizzard's bigger than Riot, I don't know exactly. I think they are probably still a little bit bigger, but either way, it just shows that you don't need to be a small indie company to listen to your community, listen to feedback, and then, you know, utilize that feedback in a way to better your game for your players and for your community. Riot's doing it. So this kind of was really eye-opening to me. I was like, wow, I actually can't believe I'm seeing a massive company like Riot with a massive game like League of Legends actually pivot that quick and change their vision based on player feedback. Now, Blizzard has done this in the past, and you know, thinking back to the beginning stages of Season of Discovery, and really all throughout Season of Discovery, they did pivot quite a bit. They did listen to the community quite a bit. And I'm just hoping that we can get that line of communication back between the players and the devs. And I mean, having a polling system in the game for Classic Plus would just be such a major W that I don't think anything else is more important. I think that would be the most important thing to have in the game. It speaks volumes that Riot did this for their player base. I'm a big League of Legends fan. Before Classic came out, I spent like 5 years of my life just wasting away on League. I loved it. It does have a special place in my heart, so I'll be absolutely playing League Classic when it drops. And just seeing that how they're treating it, like right off the bat, saying that you are going to shape the future of this Classic experience, it's just so, it's a breath of fresh air to hear that, you know, from a big company like this. You know, you don't usually get that. So it's a major step in the right direction for them. And I think that Blizzard really should consider going this same route. I think it would speak volumes. You know, we all love WoW. We all want it to succeed. I want the best thing possible for the game. Classic Plus is something that I've personally looked forward to for a very long time at this point, and I think that if they kind of just, you know, get a little bit more open-minded with this stuff and follow what works, you know, this works, that works. Letting your player base vote, having an open line of communication with your player base to understand and receive feedback about things that you're doing with the game really does work. And then the other thing is the speed at which this feedback is received and then acted upon, right? That is something that, again, I love WoW, but it has always been a struggle with WoW. You know, you can give feedback for 2-3 months straight and then they eventually fix it. This is something where they got feedback and within like a week completely changed their plans. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this because it was such a good example of what I wish that our game had, right? My game is Classic WoW. And I wish that we had this with our game. And, you know, Classic Plus is that fresh start for Blizzard. So maybe we are going to get stuff like this. And maybe it'll be announced at BlizzCon. Who knows? But I'm really excited. And I really, really hope that Blizzard decides to go this kind of route, you know, maybe polling the community, listening to feedback again, and then being able to act quickly when something is broken or not working and completely just was a bad decision, just being able to like eat that and be like, all right, we fixed it. It'll be patched in next week. Like, we understand your frustrations. Like, it's such a good thing to have especially when you have such a passionate community like the WoW community, right? But yeah, that's it. That's my rant for the day. I wanted to talk about this. I thought it was awesome to see that Riot did that. Let me know your thoughts and comments on it down in the comment section down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you guys love Classic WoW just as much as me. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.